Hi, I'm Ian Collins, co-founder and CEO of Wysdom, and I'm going to run you through a demo today of our Operations Center bot analytics platform. But first, I want to talk about a few of the key metrics that we're going to measure with the Operations Center platform. So let's start with bot automation. We think there are three key metrics that every bot platform manager cares about, and it starts with the automation rate. It's really important that the bot solves the customer's problem. Not that we contain the customer, but we actually solve the customer's problem. That's what we call bot automation. We don't want to trap customers in the bot and try and contain them. We want to solve the problem. Number two is the customer experience. What did the customer feel when dealing with our bot? Hopefully they had a positive experience. We don't use surveys. We know surveys only have 3, 4, 5% participation, and mostly people just complain. So we need another way. We're going to use AI to measure every single conversation to determine the experience when customers are talking with the bot. And third, the cost per automated conversation. You know your cost per call, your cost per chat. You need to know your cost per automated. It should be about 1/10 of the cost per chat. So if you're spending $6 on a chat, you should be spending about 60 cents. It's a tough target to reach, but you can with the right program. So these are the top three metrics. Of course, there are many more, but we think automation, customer experience, and cost are the top three metrics every bot program manager should be running. And as we get into the demo, we're going to talk a lot about contact reasons. So we have the top three metrics, but at the whole bot level, millions of conversations, this may not quite be enough. You got to get down a level lower in granularity, and typically we find 100 to 150 contact reasons is really the right level. So you've taken all of your conversations, broken them down into these contact reasons and or conversation topics, and done your analysis at that level. We're going to show you what that means as we get into the tool. So that's the opening. Let's have a look at the demo here. I'm going to log in quickly into the Operations Center. So here we are on your opening dashboard. This is sort of your top level executive summary area. And you can see down the left side, I've got my basic navigation. Across the top, I've got my filters and companies, lines of business, channels, and that kind of thing. So here's the top level dashboard. And this is where you might enter and have a look every day. You've got your bot automation. As we mentioned before, this is the number of times you solve the customer's problem. In this case, we're running 27% with a target of 40. So not great, but not terrible. And BAS, we call this bot automation score. And you can see here, simple dial. This is for your overall program. Over here, your cost per automated conversation. In this case, $2.81. Not great. You should be targeting down under $1. In this case, we've got $1.95, but we'll change these targets regularly as we work our way down on a program like this. Bot customer experience. In this case, we've got an 85. Best in class is in the 80s, doing well here. And then agent customer experience. Because we've got the whole conversation from entry to exit, the bot conversation and the live agent conversation, we want to measure both the bot experience and the agent experience across all of the conversations. In this case, 65, not bad, could be better. I'm going to scroll down here. You can see your history for your automation rate and your experience. You can dig into that. Here's a basic split between how many contacts are going to your contact center, your live agents versus your virtual agents. And down here, we're going to get into topics, but we're going to talk more about this on a different page. You can see a summary here of some of your top topics. But that is your high level dashboard. Now let's go down a level into what we call conversation analytics, and we're going to get into these topics we talked about. So here is the list of topics, and in this case, there are 120 of them. And this 1 month of data up here that we've analyzed is about 600,000 conversations, and this is always updated overnight. So it's up until the previous midnight. All this conversation, the models run overnight. In the morning, you get this dashboard. And these are all the different contact reasons. So we've taken this 600,000 conversations, and a model has clustered them into similar topics. And the model said all of these conversations were about product information, This batch was about order inquiries. This batch was about canceling order, and so on. And it goes down to 120 different topics. And at this level, we can start to really find areas to improve. So if we look at cancel order, for example, of the 600,000, about 32,000 conversations were about canceling an order. It's about 5% of my total. And if I scroll across here, I can see all the metrics for people that wanted to talk about canceling an order. Here's my bot experience score. So for this topic, we've been able to deliver an experience of score of about 50. Not great, room to improve. It's canceling order, so you can expect customers to be a little unhappy. So we may struggle to get that up into the 80s. That is typically our target. But here's an interesting one, 10% automation score. So our automation overall for this bot was 27, which is an okay automation rate. But for this particular topic, it's just 10%. So we're not automating a lot. Again, it's a tough topic, so it may be difficult. Continue over, I'm going to see my agent experience, 59. Not bad. Very similar to what I saw in my bot experience was a 50. So the agents are doing a good job here, keeping unhappy customers happy. I get my simple containment rate, 25%. And comparing your containment, so these are customers who just didn't escalate. I want to compare that with my actual automation of 10. Where's the 10? Right there. So I'm solving the problem 10% of the time, but 25% of the time customers are leaving. So some are clearly abandoning, just aggravated, didn't stick around, which isn't great. I've contained them, but I haven't actually satisfied them. And I get some other information, average handle time overall. I can see my bot time, my wait time, and my agent handle time. Again, everything by topic. So now I've got some information here that I can work with to say, okay, let's dig a little deeper. Why is the automation score at 10 with the containment at 25 for a fairly important topic, 5% of my overall traffic, people are talking about canceling an order. I'm going to click on this. We're going to go a little deeper. Now I'm in a page that just talks about cancel order, this cancel order topic. I can see all my key metrics here. I can sort and see the trends by different metrics. But I'm going to click to the next tab here, and we're going to dig into the transcripts. So here I've got 31,000 or so transcripts out of the total 600,000. But these customers are just talking about canceling orders. And I can see here each particular transcript. This is the bot and the live agent, if there are both. In this case, it looks like just a bot conversation. Here's a customer that went straight to live agents. Here's a customer that talked to the bot and then talked to a live agent. I can see a summary of this. I get some basic information. I can view it, use a model to build a summary of what this conversation was about. I can search in here all of the cancel order. Let's see how many customers wanted to talk about canceling a Samsung, with Samsung as a keyword. I'm now down to 240 or so customers in this month wanted to talk about canceling an order and had Samsung in the conversation as well. So again, I can see across the bot, across the live agent, I can sort and filter them all so I can get to the conversations I want to work with. If I've got a thesis and I'm trying to solve a problem with my bot. Let's look at related topics for a minute. Again, we're always looking for areas to improve the bot. That 10% automation rate is a little concerning. I probably want to try and move that up. Again, so I've got a primary topic of canceling order, and the model has picked up secondary topics in these conversations, like order inquiry, return policy, refund issue, cancellation issues, complaints. A lot of people love to complain, of course. Product information, and here's delayed order. Let's look at this one. So primarily the customers wanted to cancel, and we think 2,100 of them wanted to cancel because of a delay. And if I click on this, I can see again all the transcripts, bot and live agents. So I can see what the bot did, what the live agents did, scroll through all these conversations, and try and find a way to automate this 2,100 customers every month that are talking about canceling an order because of a delay, and see if I can't find a way to automate some of this work that I might find in the transcript here. So as you can see, you've got a lot of information here that about your bot, how it's performing at the topic level. That's going to help you to understand, first of all, where you're delivering good customer service, where you're not, and where you can improve. And realistically, these things never stop improving. There's always something to do. Quick browse through some of the other tabs. Impact analysis. This is how you measure your before and after. When you make changes, you've got a thesis about how many customers that you're going to impact with that change. Here's where we make where we measure the before and after. I'm going to look at the transcript search again. I can dig into all my transcripts, start to search and sort and find transcripts across both the bot and the agent, try and determine what's going on in certain areas. I can export them, save them for analysis later. That's the conversation analytics section very quickly. I'm going to go a little deeper. Let's look at virtual agent analytics. So in here, we're going to go a level deeper again. We started with your high-level dashboard, whole bot program, key metrics. We went down into conversation topics. What are customers talking about, and how is the bot and the agent performing by topic? Typically 100 to 150 topics is the right level of granularity to do an analysis about these customer conversations. Now we're going even deeper. Now we're into your actual bot corpus analysis. And let's look at how this particular bot's doing. You get your natural language understanding rate, of course, your simple containment, your feedback scores, some trends over time. Let's dig down into some of the weeds here. Your total volume of conversations, your contained conversations, with feedback, positive and negative, your handed off conversations, customer requested handoff versus, automated handoffs based on some rules you might have built into your system. Your corpus, your 185, your number of intents and utterances, your responses, some of your issues. These are problems that have been found by the system. We can dig deeper into this later. Feedback analysis, your training area down here. We've got a false positive rate. This is an independent model that's going to tell you how often your bot thought it had it right, but it actually probably didn't. Message is not understood, and so on. But let's dig a little deeper here let's go into unclassified messages. This is a great section that our analysts use a lot. So every day your bot will have many conversations, and in some cases the customer will type in a natural language query, and the bot will say, I don't have confidence to match that, or use my classifier to match that to a topic. So in this case, your bot will probably say, let's hand you off to an agent, and this will go into a bucket somewhere. And this bucket of unclassified messages is obviously very important. We want to look in this every day, at least every week, and determine what's going on and why the bot didn't understand all these customer messages. So in here, what we've done is used another topic model to cluster them and say, of all of the messages that were unclassified, let's put them into buckets. And in this case, we think the top bucket was something about customers asking about product, and then order, then appliances and purchases and so on. So we've used another topic model here to give what we think the conversations were about. We've then given suggested subtopics. This has been broken down further into other sections, and you can see we can tie them into a particular intent. This could be additional training for an intent you have, or potentially a new intent that you haven't added to your bot yet. So this is your basic training section to run through your unclassified messages. We can look here at response performance, how the different responses are performing, and some of the problems. I've got a performance comparison here. I can see how my bot's doing across languages, across channels, see if for some reason one language is performing worse than another, or a particular channel has a certain type of conversation, that kind of thing. I've got my conversation flows. I might want to dig in here to understand where customers are dropping off. I can sort of walk through with them here and see what customers are doing step by step through the bot. But generally, as you can see, you've got a tool here to really understand your bot. You want to report on it, how you're doing. You want to analyze it at a topic level, dig deep into the system. So any bot manager has the tools they need, every single conversation always at their fingertips, so they can both report and improve on this bot program. This can be across multiple bot platforms, multiple live agent platforms, multiple lines of business, all rolling up to a single dashboard. One place to review it and one place to improve it. And that is the Wysdom Operations Center in a very quick demo. Thanks.